And now, the general weather around Alaska.
There's a winter storm warning out, St. Lawrence Island, the Bering Strait coast here, as well as areas over to about Shishmaref there on the north side of the Seward Peninsula for 10 a.m. Tuesday through Tuesday night and into Wednesday for heavy snow and wind in those areas. Possible wind gusts of 55 miles per hour, along with anywhere from 3 to 7 inches of snow falling in those areas. Again, from tomorrow morning through tomorrow night and into Wednesday morning. Otherwise, a winter weather advisory out for Nome, south coast of the Seward Peninsula, as well as the inland areas for lighter amounts of snow and wind. And from there on the river breakup map, we've still got pretty much solid ice there in the Porcupine River. Some open areas here, or actually mostly open for the Yukon River from Eagle on up to Fort Yukon, and then downstream there, just some areas of open water all the way down out toward the lower end there. Still a flood warning out for tonight into early tomorrow for the greater Bethel area there for the Kuskokwim River. And otherwise, Koyukuk River showing quite an extensive area now of some open water, with the upper reaches are still mostly ice. And from there, looking at satellite imagery, pretty quiet out here over the Bering Sea, although you can see out here to the west the Cirrus Shield with the next big storm rolling in as that whole mass of clouds edges eastward here throughout the day today. Lower clouds covering the remainder of the Bering Sea down to the Aleutians. And partly sunny skies over the interior here, becoming less prevalent as the clouds build and showers develop over the southeast portion of the state. Otherwise, front and low pressure moving into the southeast coast there, with rain falling the entire day across the panhandle. Another surge of moisture back here to the southwest, and southwest flow continues for the next couple of days. They're keeping it in a wet weather pattern. And here's low pressure in the Gulf of Alaska. First front moving in, bringing rain to all of the southeast coast, North Gulf Coast areas. Afternoon showers developing here over the Madanuska-Susitna Valley, mountainous terrain of the Kenai Peninsula, and shower activity up over the Tanana Valley, eastward there into the Yukon. Otherwise dry under high pressure for the north slope in the Arctic coast, dry over the Bering Sea here with a fair amount of sunshine over the southwest interior areas. Across Bristol Bay, the Alaska Peninsula, a few partly and mostly sunny over Kodiak Island during the afternoon today. Out to the west, this warm front actually bringing a little bit of light precipitation in towards Chimay-Attu, and we'll see for tonight that continues to track eastward the low center, and warm front rain spread to Adak and Atka later tonight or during the night tonight, and begin to edge toward the Pribilof Islands late tonight. As high pressure shifts inland here, look for dry conditions with fair amount of clearing from the Brooks Range southward into Bristol Bay once again. Eastern Aleutians, Alaska Peninsula, dry for Kodiak Island, diminishing showers here over south central Alaska as well as the eastern interior, but they won't end completely. Should stay dry for the Arctic coast and North Slope. And another front develops here and pushes more rain into the panhandle, with the main low staying off the coast there. And for tomorrow, that low shifts up toward Yakutat, and the front really slow moving now. Rain periods of the entire day here for the southeast coast up to about Cape Yakataga. Afternoon showers develop again with this weak trough over the southeast part of the state here into the Kenai Peninsula, Madanuska and Susitna Valley areas up to the eastern Alaska Range. Lots of sunshine for the Kuskokwim Valley into western Cook Inlet, down into Bristol Bay again, all the way up to the north slope portions of the Arctic coast. And this storm brings the heavy snow and wind into St. Lawrence Island, the Bering Strait, especially into the afternoon hours, with gusty winds and rain for the Pribilof Islands, some lighter amounts of rain into the Alaska Peninsula and eastern Aleutians with the warm front. And the cold front a little more active, so the precipitation with that feature will be heavier than with the warm front here, and the wind's a little gustier as well. This front continues to edge eastward here, but really weakens as it moves into Wednesday, and just some areas of light rain now along the southwest coast, pushing inland into the Yukon-Kuskokwim Delta, as well as Bristol Bay and the Alaska Peninsula area. Low center taking off to the north there, and slowly weakening, but still look for some pretty good gusty winds and rain and snow here, mixed precipitation all the way up to the NOAA Valley, across the Seward Peninsula into Norton Sound. Mostly sunny, light winds, Kodiak Island, Kenai Peninsula, Cook Inlet, right on up across the interior to the eastern Arctic coast. And isolated showers in the afternoon for the eastern Alaska Range, and that's about it. And this wave developing along the frontal boundary here, actually back down in here, tracks northeastward, and that'll spread some more light rain into the southern southeast coast as precipitation becomes more showery and lighter elsewhere to the north. And for the lows tonight, in the 40s for the southeast coast, 30s across southern Alaska, 20s and 30s in the central interior, and mostly in the 20s or teens and 20s for the Brooks Range out to the Arctic coast, 30s for the Bering Sea. St. Lawrence Island in the upper 20s here for the southwest interior. And then the highs tomorrow, 50s to lower 60s, central and eastern interior, north of the Alaska Range, otherwise 55 to 60, Copper River Basin and the Susitna Valley, cooling off to about 49 for Homer and about the same for Kodiak. Highs 40s to lower 50s for the Panhandle, upper 30s for the Pribilofs, mid 30s here for St. Lawrence Island, and upper 20s to mid 30s for the Seward Peninsula, staying below freezing for the Arctic coast and portions of the North Slope. Lows for Wednesday morning in the 40s here for the Panhandle, 20s for the Brooks Range to the Arctic coast, 30s for the remainder of the state, interior areas as well as out to the west, and highs for Wednesday afternoon, a little bit milder, pushing more into the 60s over a wider area here for, say, about Tanana to Fairbanks up to Fort Yukon, Eagle down to Tok, even the Copper River Basin into the lower 60s, otherwise the southeast coast with clouds and rain in the lower 50s, upper 40s for Kodiak Island, 30s and 40s out over the Bering Sea, mid 40s for the central Aleutians.